Hi, I'm Brian. Kettle's on, make yourself a cup of tea. Now today I want to talk about Star Wars. And earlier today, the official Star Wars Twitter put out a tweet which said, "We are proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist." And then there's another one underneath that in the replies which says, "There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist." Now, the message of don't choose to be a racist, I support. Just don't be racist. It's that simple. Unfortunately, we do know there are people out there that are racist. It is a small minority of people, but racists are out there. It's something no one can deny. But this tweet seems to be calling anybody that doesn't like the character Reva or the Kenobi show in general racist. You don't like Reva? It's because you're racist. You don't like Kenobi? It's because Moses Ingram's in it. She's a black person. You're racist. Now, I don't think this has come as much of a surprise as Disney and Star Wars have done this before. But I do think this is hypocritical of them. Especially the way they treated John Boyega for the Star Wars poster. He's the two posters, and as you can see, his image was shrunk down greatly for the Chinese release. Because getting the film into China and getting the Chinese money was more important than standing up to Chinese racism. So I do feel that this is quite hypocritical from Disney to come out and say this. Also, there was no support when Gina Carano was getting harassed on Twitter by everybody. That wasn't a race issue, but she was being constantly harassed. But Star Wars didn't come out and defend her. But for me, I do feel that this is Star Wars saying the show's not doing really well, and rather than admitting the writing's not great, we've messed things up lore-wise, it's going to break a lot of canon, and it's going to undo a lot of A New Hope. But that's not our fault, that's just fans are racist. They're not taking any responsibility for what they've done. I will say this, I've watched the first two episodes of Kenobi so far. I'm quite enjoying it. It's not a great show, but it's not a bad show. But I am going to see how it goes for episode 3. It's better than what I imagined it was going to be, but they have made the character of Reva unbearably bad. Now, that is not the fault of Moses Ingram. They could have had anybody in that role, and the way it's been written, it's just terrible. Now, I don't know if this will change going forward. I don't know if she'll become more likeable going forward, if they're going to give her some form of character arc, which the way Disney Star Wars has dealt with character arcs would be a surprise if they did. But at the moment, they've written the character to be completely unlikable. I don't know whether that's intentional or whether it is just bad writing. It could be either. Now, I do just want to talk a little bit about this article on Variety. I won't be reading all the article. There's just a little part of it which I wanted to bring up. Now, the headline of it is, "Star Wars calls out racism against Moses Ingram, tells Obi-Wan viewers don't choose to be racist." Now, it's just this little part down here which I wanted to bring up. It's from an interview what Moses Ingram said, and it's this part here. "If you've got talking droids and aliens but no people of colour, it doesn't make sense. It's 2022, you know, so we're just the beginning of that change." No people of colour in Star Wars. Star Wars has had black actors in it from the original trilogy. So if they're just the beginning of that change, what does that make for everybody else that's been in there? Billy D. Williams, people loved him as Lando. Donald Glover was a great portrayal of a younger version of Lando in the Solo movie. John Boyega was set up to be a bigger character than what he was reduced to in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Fans wanted him to be a bigger part. They were upset and disappointed when he wasn't. Samuel Jackson, Mace Windu in the prequel trilogy. Does he not count? What about Carl Weathers and Giancarlo Esposito? I apologise if I was pronouncing that name wrong. They were both fantastic in The Mandalorian. People have no issue with that. So when you've got Moses Ingram claiming she's one of the first black people and beginning to change people of colour being in Star Wars is a bit stupid. There's this photo on Twitter which Data Racer has tweeted showing a lot of people of colour that have been in Star Wars. Moses Ingram isn't the first, and she's not being about any change because they've been there since the original trilogy. It just feels like Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to deflect Kenobi not doing as well as they would have liked on the easiest thing they can deflect it on. There's a black woman in the show, you don't like the show because you're racist. And it's going to lose them more fans. I mean, I can't imagine Disney Star Wars has that many fans left at the moment, the way they are treating it and the way they are coming out and constantly attacking the fans. And at some point, there's not going to be enough people going back to watch Star Wars to make it worthwhile the $4 billion they paid for it. But this is the problem when you've got people in charge of writing these shows that just want to push messages rather than give entertaining stories. Everything boils down to race, which it shouldn't be about. Write a good character and nobody's going to care who plays it. Male, female, black, white, Asian. Nobody will bother. Nobody will care one bit as long as the character is a good written character and the story is written well. What they don't like is lazy writing hidden behind you're racist, you're misogynist, you're this, you're that, when people call them out for it. But what do you guys think about this situation? I would like to know your thoughts. Do let me know in the comments below. And that's all from me. I'm off to make a fresh cup of tea.